Hey guys, Mike here. I've been to over 24 countries around the world, and I'm going to share with you how I travel the cheapest and how I find the cheapest flights. Okay, so the first one is, if you don't know this by now, when you're booking flights, it will track cookies. Cookies are virtually just, it's data that they store. So if you look up a flight one time, and then the next day you look it up again, there's a chance that they will just increase the flight because you're showing an interest. It's a very common cheapskate sales technique, but it works for them, right? So anyways, to avoid this, start off, if you're using Google Chrome, over here on the right, you can see new incognito window. So you're gonna wanna do that. This will prevent it from tracking your cookies and a bunch of other things. It's just gonna allow you to find cheap flights. Now, this will be based off my recommendation. Now, I use Momondo as my main one here. So if you don't know what Momondo is, just type it into your bar at the top here. So I recommend this one, and the other two big ones are Skyscanner and Kiwi. I like them, but I don't know, Momondo has always given me the lower price when I've gone between them. Now, a lot of people do say that they really like Skyscanner, etc. But for me, that's just, Momondo's always worked for me. Alright, so you're trying to decide where you want to go. Now, let's say for me, I'm in like the Tokyo area, and let's say I want to go to Vancouver. That's where I'm from. Vancouver, Canada. So there's YVR, and when do I want to leave? Let's see, it's March now, maybe next month I want to go there. Alright, so I pick a day, random, maybe the 9th, and I want to return about 2 weeks later. A nice short vacation to visit the family. Alright, let's see what shows up. Now, the important part of this is you want to be also compare with all these guys. Make sure all of these are checked, because you will have more flights that it will compare it to. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and just search here. I'm going to walk this through you and show you how you can get the cheapest. Okay, you can see here it's showing up. It's a bit slow because it's processing. Let's see how many flights. Usually a couple thousand it's processing, obviously because there's thousands out there. Okay, so you can see here, it'll probably load a bit. It might get a bit lower than the 1,277 here. Oh, there you go. So for this, actually, this is a pretty good deal. Alright, so with Air China here, I mean, this is a pretty long flight, 19 hours and 30 minutes. Now, that is not pleasant. All they're saying is that there's probably a layover. So, to be honest, like, it seems bad, but that virtually just means there's going to be a layover. And it's probably going to be a few hours, at least like 5 hours. For me, I will do the layovers. Some people can't stand the long, travel. They just want to do direct. Now, I'm just going to show you this the cheapest way. So right now, we're sitting at about $8.78, right, for these days. Now, if you're flexible with your dates, this is where you're going to really start to get it like a little bit cheaper. Now, honestly, this is a pretty decent price for this time of year. But anyways, let's go ahead and say, so a very important thing that you must do is that try to book your flights on a Tuesday. I know this is strange, but for whatever reason, flights appear to be cheaper on Tuesdays. So try to leave on a Tuesday and return on a Tuesday. And just in this example here, let's try that same search again with only a couple days off. And again, returning 2 weeks later. Okay, so in this case, the price is still very similar. So it's an okay price. I still wouldn't go for this. I would definitely go for lower. I would probably just choose, I'm very flexible with my times, so I would probably just choose a next week. And the goal is virtually just to experiment with these. Now, Momondo does have a feature where you can like see these parts here. Let's see where my mouse is. It'll show like which is the cheapest day. For whatever reason, mine's not working right now. This will usually say like, hey, on like this Tuesday here on the 10th, it's $50 cheaper. Or this Tuesday on the 17th, it's $100 cheaper. So mine's not working right now. Yours should work. It's probably something to do with an update on my browser. Anyways, it will show the cheapest here, so you'll virtually just select that. You'll probably be able to get this $8.77 down if you're flexible within a month or so, down to around $700 to maybe $650. My last flight return from Canada to Japan which was last July, was $550 return. That's American dollars, 550 American dollars return. Oh yeah, and please note that this is Canadian. If you're looking at this is not American dollars, because I'm obviously Canadian and I do Canadian. All right, so that's the biggest thing, is just use Momondo Skyscanner, go around, find the cheapest days. I mean, that's pretty straightforward. That's the easiest way to do it. And just as a way to show you, I'll show you Skyscanner. Theirs always works. I'll usually find it also on Skyscanner and then take it over to Momondo and find it cheaper. Okay, so we'll do here. Okay, this is Skyscanner. So Tokyo, and I'm going to YVR. Oops, YVR, which is in Vancouver, Vancouver International. And let's say I'll be departing on March. Let's go the 3rd, because it's a Tuesday. Remember, Tuesdays are cheaper. And returning 2 weeks later on the 17th, 1 adult, add nearby airports, and there we go. Okay, you can see it is processing here. Now, this is showing in a different currency. Let me change this to Canadian. We'll leave that to that. Currency. So I am Canadian dollars, so I'm just going to press C, bring me down to Canadian dollars down here. Boom, save, and we'll have that transfer over. Here's a feature I'm going to show you, which Momondo does have. I just can't get it to work right now. But you have an option up here at the top. You can click Show Whole Month. So in this way, it's going to give you the dates and the cheapest ones. So as you can see right here, here is the month of April. And you can see that the price is listed here. Now this is listing like a one-way. You can see how it says like 433, 421. See, and you can see from this chart here, Tuesday is not necessarily the cheapest, maybe because this isn't a very popular month. So you can see you're pretty flexible here. The prices are all very similar, and you can see here on the 28th, last day of the month, or sorry, the third last day of the month, it gets quite expensive. So the biggest thing here is, again, they're all pretty similar. Some here are like 649. You want to go down to, something that says 419. That appears to be the lowest. So let's choose 419. That's when we want to leave. On the 11th of April. Okay. Now coming back, we again look for the cheapest. Oh, we got a 418. 418 seems to be the cheaper. Sure, we want to go there for at least 2 weeks, right? You don't want to just stay in Japan. So let's go for the 25th return. Let's see what we got there. Okay, you can see here it is loading. It's taking a bit of time. Obviously, it's checking over 32 providers, which means thousands upon thousands of flights potentially. Okay, now so in this case, again, it has gone down a little bit. You can see it dropped about $100 because we chose, days about 4 days later. Again, I still would not ever pay this amount to fly return to Canada, and this is why I don't use Skyscanner. But again, you can take these dates, throw them back into Momondo, and you're going to get better results. So that's pretty much the gist on this part, is you want to scout it out on the cheapest days. It will show you, and of course be incognito mode. Okay, so the next one is just like book the flights yourself. Like book the connecting flights. For example, we were going to Marrakesh, which is in Morocco, and the flight there and back was going to be $1,700 Canadian. So that was too expensive. We were going to blow through our budget, didn't want to do that. So virtually what we did is we booked a flight to England. And from England, we booked it to Morocco, Morocco back to England, England back to Canada. So if that doesn't seem too confusing, it's virtually just you're booking that extra flight to save fees that they're going to charge you. Virtually they have these hidden fees that because they're making the connecting flights and putting it all together, they charge you more. It ended up costing me $1,200 return to go to Morocco and back, thus saving $500. So you can see there, that's very big just because I booked it myself. A very, very common structure. Just make sure you do that. So I'd say those are the top. There's definitely tons of resources. Check out some more. But my biggest ones that I've always used, and I've been to over 24 countries, is Momondo, Skyscanner, and incognito mode, and just booking my own connecting flights. Again, there's lots more to it. Do not just start with this. Check out some flights. Look more into it. There is so much more into it, and it's really just comes down to being consistent and just checking the flights every couple days. They change, they fluctuate. Okay, so anyways, I hope you like this video. Leave a like, subscribe if you enjoy it, and that's pretty much the gist of it. Good luck, and just keep searching, and we'll see you in the next video.